Welcome to the Dawgs Table. Hosted by Craig Fountain and Jared Fatty Bates. Get access to special guests, anyone can join the Dawgs Table. Find the link to join the show in the comments when we go live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Periscope, and everywhere on the BIGPLAY network. Here's your hosts, Craig Fountain and Jared Fatty Bates.
We are live here at the Dawgs Table. What's going on, Craig? I missed your beautiful ginger face. I'm back from vacation, and the Browns are now out of the playoffs. So let's get this show started.
I'm doing great. Considering the circumstances, it's a little not quite the energy I wanted to have tonight with, our playoffs hopes being dashed, but there's still plenty to talk about, plenty to look forward to. And I'm excited to be back. It was a sad day on Tuesday when we both had to miss. You had your holiday travels. I have a COVID household, but we are trucking through. We are trucking through now. Pre-game show. Plus, we will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Yes,
we will be back. Yeah, absolutely. We'll be recapping the show. We got Redleg and Norman and Justin in the comments already. It's going to be a great night. And waiting in the dog pen is a special guest. Before we bring him in, let me just remind everybody we're brought to you by BIGPLAY. You can find us everywhere on the BIGPLAY networks. And we are also brought to you by Remax Edge Realty, the JC Group, and Labatt Blue Light. And all right, let's bring in our special guest. I will let you do the honors, Jared, one of our BIGPLAY friends.
Oh, yes. From the Voice of the Land podcast, he is always Positive J. And you're not even going to bring him in?
Oh, I thought you were going to bring him in.
There I am.
There he is.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, it just took me a fat minute to figure out how to get these headphones to work for this, but I figured it out.
Man, you sound great.
All right.
Good. I mean, that was my big Christmas gift, is those Power Beat Pros from Beats by Dre. Now they're Beats for Dre. Beats for J.
Beats for J. That's awesome. We got Andrew Chamberlain in the comments here. Congratulations on your 4K TV. And beautiful ginger face words I never thought I'd hear in the same breath, Justin. You can be jealous all you want. Chris, COVID here too. It sucks. I've lost 90% of my taste, but I can still taste pizza, and I can still taste my Labatt Blue, so I'm okay. Andrew, glad you got over COVID yourself. Norman, I am vaccinated. Still got COVID, but it happens. It could have been worse if I wasn't vaccinated. But all right. So, everybody, we got eliminated yesterday from the playoffs, but I'm still excited for this game tonight for a couple reasons. And it kind of ties into our Twitter poll. So why don't we go ahead and we'll do our Twitter poll first. And here we go. All right.
I was doing the same thing. Me and Jared Bates like, yeah, getting into the music.
When I take a week off, sort of, it feels. I start to hear the music again, like, oh, there it is. Bring it down.
Red Leg, the loss of taste and smell. I'll tell you what, the smell is weirder than the taste. Not being able to smell anything is throwing me off a lot more than the taste.
Well, before you get to the Twitter poll,
yeah,
we got somebody else in the dog pen.
Let's do it. Another Big Play friend.
Another Big Play friend.
Let's do it.
The host from the Voice of Land podcast. We got Kevin Arnold with us too. What's going on, big guy?
I know that guy. Hey, I know
What's up, guys?
What's up? No see, Kevin.
Last night?
Yeah, I know, right? Craig, I know exactly what you're going through, buddy. I know exactly what you're going through.
Hey, I'll take it over some of the other symptoms, kind of like Red Leg said, but it's I'm fortunate not to be suffering, so to speak. So, because it's definitely a challenge for people out there. Make sure you guys stay safe out there. Craig Foster says, I agree. Appreciate you joining the show, Craig. All right. So the weekly Twitter poll, Kevin, you joined just in time. Let me pull it up here. My mouse is jumping around. All right. What would be the best part of a Browns win on Monday night against the Steelers? Now, we posted this prior to this weekend of football. So one of these options is kind of a moot point at this point, and that's keeping our playoff hopes alive. With that being said, though, it's always fun to just beat the Steelers, right? And we have a chance to potentially send Big Ben off with an L before retirement, which would cap a very, very, very long career to where he's beaten us, 25 times or, somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, it was a while before, he was the winningest cornerback in Cleveland for a while. So definitely still exciting. So Fatty, what do you think? What are we looking forward to tonight? What do we do?
As of right now, I mean, yes, the playoffs are done. You want the team to actually kind of lock back in, and hopefully you can finish out these last two games strong. Granted, the Bengals are in. They clinched the AFC North. But at that point in time, why not just show them, because they still haven't beaten you yet. The Bengals haven't. So why not just go out there, kill the Bengals hopes? Like, yeah, you can say you won the AFC North, but you really didn't beat all the AFC North because you haven't beat the Browns yet. And also with Big Ben, I mean, for us, it's been 20 some odd years of pin-up aggression against Big Ben. Some of these guys don't have that pin-up aggression against him. But for us, it would be bittersweet to just send him off with a loss and just say, and not even, I want it to be like a last second where he tries to throw, a game-winning touchdown or something. We just intercept it right at the goal line and then just hand him the ball and walk off. And that's the only thing I'm hoping for tonight. I mean, but other than that, this season has kind of got away from us. And like I said before, you had it right there in front of you as a Browns team, and you just couldn't get anything done with it. And whether it be COVID, whether it be injuries, whether it be anything that happened this year, it was still right there in front of you, and you just could not. It was one of those, I call it the ghost in front of you, that you can reach it, you can see it, but you just can't touch it and pull it in. And that's the way this season felt for me, for this Browns team. So, yes, but I want them to send him off with a loss, and I want him to go out and beat the Bengals at home for the last home game to show the fans who actually this year showed out for every game, and loudest I've seen them, especially after last year with COVID. So what about you, Craig?
Well, I'm reading this comment down here, and I hadn't seen this stat, and if it's true, have we played Roethlisberger on Monday night 27 times? If so, that's a crazy record.
No,
maybe prime time.
I think that was typed up wrong.
Yeah, maybe prime
time.
No way
we
game.
Played him 27 times on Monday night.
No.
I don't even think we played 27 times Monday night altogether since Roethlisberger's been in the league.
Have we been back for 27 years?
No, I mean,
he's not even in the league for 27. It's something. I think our overall record on Monday night, I don't know how that works.
Okay. Either way, there's a couple reasons that we want to win this game. Kevin, what are you looking forward to most? What would mean the most to you about a win tonight against the Steelers?
For me, it's beating the Steelers, because I I grew up with all the stories of games at Municipal Stadium and, kind of how all that went. I never had a chance to even go to that stadium. And if I did, I wasn't old enough to actually realize where I was when I was there for any maybe Indians games before they left there and moved to Jacobs Field and now Progressive Field, or until the Browns left. My fandom didn't really start, or my understanding of sports. Yeah, I've been taught about it for my life, but my understanding of sports hasn't been there until really 1999 when the Browns came back. Like, that's when what was going on around me really actually made sense, and I was really in tune to it. So it was kind of perfect timing when the Browns came back, and hearing all the stories about what the Browns organization meant to this city and what a game against the Steelers meant and what a win against the Steelers meant. Those always mean more. And, Jay kind of said it on our show last night. It's like Ohio State in the final game. If they don't have a chance at the playoffs, you better win the game. They didn't win the game this year. And it doesn't just feel empty of a Buckeye season because they didn't get to the college football playoff and win a championship like they're expected to do every single year. It's because you lost to that team up north for the first time in 8 or 9 tries. If you lose to the Steelers as a Browns team, those losses feel the most empty. Or if you have a successful season and you don't beat the Steelers in that, it just feels empty. You got to beat the Steelers, and you have to, if you're going to hopefully make this year that you're not making the playoffs, maybe more of a flash in the pan of this culture they're trying to set than what we saw last year, then you're going to need to keep beating AFC North opponents so that you have that in your back pocket and you understand that you are able to compete in this division. You just have to find a way to compete against everybody else. When you don't get the job done, you beat yourself countless times this year.
So, and there's some silver linings. There's no moral victories, especially even when you're coming to close out a season without the hopes of the playoffs. But to look at where we've come from, and maybe you can talk about this, Jay, back-to-back winning seasons and having a winning record within this division, I think would be an incredible feat, and it's something that's, I think it's something that, we've been waiting for, even if we're not in the playoffs, to have that sort of success in back-to-back seasons. It is success in a way. Thoughts on that? And actually, real quick, before we bring Jay in, is this BJ?
What's up?
Hey, what's happening? Are you in the boo-boo bus?
No, I'm fucking driving to your house, you Nimrod.
Oh, you're coming to my house. Okay. I didn't know. All right, you're.
Hey, do I need to make a beer run? Or are we good?
Beer run, please. Always a beer run. All right, thanks, BJ. Jay, what do you think?
I mean, how do you follow that up?
I don't know.
Hold on. Is there somebody
you're totally right
now to get a beer run?
He's making a beer run right now, I think, and he must be inside of his car, hence the black screen.
BJ, stop by North Olmsted.
What's that?
Stop by North Olmsted on your way through.
Negative goes.
All right, here we go. So, Jay, what are your thoughts on what I mentioned?
Oh, I totally agree. You got to go into the next season with a positive thought process. You can't just be losing. Like, that doesn't help at all. That totally goes against the culture you're trying to build. And I've seen people today saying, like, oh, we should just lose so we have a easier schedule and better draft picks. First off, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm going to tell you right now, that is ridiculous. Like, that is just one of the most absurd things. Like, come on. Are we still addicted to draft picks? Like, oh, my God, we're picking number 14 instead of 10. Who cares, dude? Like, come on. I'd rather win. Winning is the most important thing for a football team to do. You have to establish winning and start winning. And when you're not supposed to win and you can win, that's going to help the culture for the next season.
And
like, everyone's counting us out today. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
I read a super interesting article today, and I'm not sure when it came out, and I wish I could remember where it was from. But I read an article about Terry Robisky talking about the draft in 2004. And at the time, there was a disconnect between the coaching staff and the front office.
Was this the dad or the receiver?
What's that?
Wasn't the dad his name?
The dad.
The coach then.
Yeah, he was a coach then. But and I think it was prior to when he was our interim head coach. But yeah, the dad. And he said that Ben Roethlisberger was number 2 on our draft board. And we opted to take Kellen Winslow over Ben Roethlisberger. And actually, there was a trade that almost happened to where we took Sean Taylor. But the only reason we didn't take Ben Roethlisberger, he said, was because of our line at the time, because he's so immobile that they didn't think that he could stay put together. What an interesting turn of events that could have been. But instead, he goes to the Steelers at 11. And it's the rest is history. And love or hate the guy, and as Browns fans, I think most of us don't like the guy. But what a career he's had, and how much torture has he handed out? He has handed out year after year misery to Cleveland Browns fans. And it's regardless.
He's taking my life expectancy down.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have as much gray starting to come through my beard. But, this is going to be a significant event tonight. Consider DVRing it if you have it. If we beat him to go out with a bang and kind of put a cap on our relationship as Browns fans with Roethlisberger, this is the chance. And regardless of what happens, it'll be the end of an era, so to speak. Out with the Roethlisberger, in with the Burrow, because he's been pretty impressive. But Jared, thoughts?
Yeah, can I? You were talking about the people that are coming out. Well, you might as well just lose out, not play Baker the last 2 games and all this other crap. Let him play the last 2 games. He played hurt all season. What's it going to matter now? It doesn't matter anything now. But all these people,
let the healing start. Like, dude, he'll fine by the time the season starts. I promise.
People were saying he should be in the Cleveland Clinic tomorrow, getting his surgery to get back and get ready. Listen, the guy's coming in strong. He's coming into his 5th-year option. We picked that up. We're going to pay him close to $20 million. The guy's going to play outside of something ridiculous happening. And I think on this show, I think that we are more on the we like Baker side of things. It's kind of weird, especially on Twitter. Everybody is so entrenched on opposite sides of the spectrum. They keep getting further apart. There is no gray area. Wars. But, I think that the fact that Alex Van Pelt came out and said, hey, listen, this harness is not helping him at all. Kevin, do you have any thoughts on that? Like, why did it take so long for somebody to say it? Is it coach speak? I mean, is that the problem?
I mean, hearing that, I kind of got a little, put off of the whole situation a little bit more, just because you're saying this now with 2 games to go. And yeah, it wasn't said before they knew that they were out of the playoffs yet, but you're still saying it kind of finally at this point of the year. Like, what is the motivation, or what is the reasoning for that? And it's not to just be like, to me, I can't just take it as you're just being honest. There's something, I always have to think that there's something else going on until this team consistently wins. And yes, they have an opportunity to have back-to-back winning seasons, but it's not back-to-back playoff years and back-to-back contending years until they are in that kind of stratosphere where they are contending for AFC North championships every single year and using that and being in the playoffs and having a legitimate shot in the playoffs every single year. When you have these things, and Baker even mentioning loosely in his press conferences about internal issues. And yeah, everybody went to the Odell Beckham Jr. thing for that. And that probably is what he's indicating. But what else is going on? Like, what is that big story from this season to drop by all of the beat reporters? Like, I'm still waiting for the next shoe to drop. And I don't like that feeling. Like, that's the one feeling I still don't like as a Browns fan, and why I said last night that I'm sick and tired of this whole there's always next year, because the reason why there's always next year is because the current year there's something else going on that leads to what you see on the field and some big drastic thing that now has to lead to some big changes. I'm not calling for those big changes. I'm just saying, like, that eerie feeling, like that dark cloud over you. I don't like feeling that way. And it's just this weird feeling I can't actually describe and I can't put my finger on. But hearing Alex Van Pelt say that just kind of adds to that eeriness surrounding this team and this organization since 1999.
Jay, can we be upset and criticize without calling for big changes?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be the case, does it?
Constructive criticism is completely fine, but it's like if someone messes up, you got to get rid of them. Like, it's this weird mentality fans in Cleveland have. I don't understand.
And that's not what I'm calling for. But you guys know that, like, that eeriness.
For sure.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
And Brown's Twitter has kind of added to that. Like you said, Craig.
I just try to ignore it. I'm afraid of it. I just ignore it. Like, it's not there. It's really not there.
The next 9 months, you're going to see a lot of VTL tweets. And yeah, I mean, you're going to see tweets from me promoting VTL with Jay and with Paulus and with all of our crew and promoting all your guys' stuff. There ain't going to be a whole lot of individual tweets for the next 9 months, because I'm telling you what, this offseason is going to get unbearable as someone on social media. If you want to live like a nice, just regular life and can see things clearly and be realistic about things, I'm going to live in true reality and not social media.
You're going to miss the fun I'm having on there.
Oh,
picking fights with Kenny Britt.
The Red Leg says Brown's Twitter has been so toxic this year. And I just want to throw out between Jay and Kevin and Redleg and pretty much everybody we kind of keep in our circle, so to speak. We enjoy everybody because they're not toxic. We try to surround ourselves with positive.
It's not
people,
bad for me anymore. I block the shit out of people, man. I'm like Joe Thomas on there. I'm just like, pow, bam, you're gone. Boom, you're gone. Just taking out these clowns and trolls left and right.
Yeah,
it annoys me.
The lineman lounge.
I have. I'm worse than Tony Grossi. I swear to God, I have zero patience for crap on Twitter.
Brown's Twitter might be the most toxic place on the internet, but damn, is it entertaining? The lineman.
It's very entertaining.
Right. There's multiple sections of Brown's Twitter. We kind of stay in the positive one, but
you look at Brown's Twitter as a whole, which I laugh at all the time, because no matter what, everybody has their own opinion. Like this year was lost for all of us, but we all have our opinions on how it was lost. But when you get to Brown's Twitter, that line is drawn in the sand, and there is no going over that line. Like,
it's very weird.
And
but you're not allowed to have an opinion. It's an opinion.
Exactly.
It's not based on facts necessarily.
Well, according to Brown's Twitter, though, opinions are fact. That's been the whole revelation of 2021. Opinions. If you look at Webster's dictionary, apparently, according to Brown's Twitter, opinion will have the same definition as the word fact.
Yeah. So it's like, and if you do have that opinion, you get blasted on about it, because it's like everybody's like, well, why did you say that? It was this guy. I'm like, did you guys not watch the same game I did? Like, I can understand what you're saying and I can actually talk to you about it. Yeah. But did you not just see him actually fumble the ball? Like, it's like, that was not a fumble. That was
the thing.
Ass off his toe. The shoelace touched it, and then somebody else got it.
That was the upside down from Stranger Things or some.
People don't even read what you write on Twitter half the time. I proved it the other day in a tweet. I trolled so many people, and it was beautiful. I sat there and I talked so vague, and I'm like, and it made it seem like I was talking about LeBron coming back. And at the very end, I'm like, put some respect on Deli's name. All these people are freaking out, like, we can't bring LeBron back, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I'm just proving a point that none of you people read anything. You're just trying to give me your opinion. You don't give a shit about my opinion. And it was hilarious. I enjoyed it very much.
And Jay, you enjoy coming on this show and being on Twitter a lot too, because your language is allowed to be.
Yeah, I know. If we can only do these after
on my show,
post games, I'm like, don't swear, don't swear, don't swear.
I dropped shit on the voice later, but oh no,
bad. Oh no. We just
have that soap taste later.
Oh,
We
it was
just-
horrible. And they
We
used
just
the-
have to have better language than BJ. BJ sets the bar. You know, he starts talking about hookers and blow and stuff, and we just have to not go there, right, BJ?
Oh,
Hookers and blow,
Hey,
baby.
now.
Hookers and blow.
Oh man. Hey,
It
now.
wouldn't be a dog's table if you didn't hear about hookers and blow. Like,
Well, I know, and he is
Yeah.
supposed to read a Christmas book. What the heck happened to that?
You guys
There-
have seen that Christmas book, right?
oh
and
yeah,
Blow-
yep, yeah.
He was supposed to
Oh.
read it on a Christmas show.
No.
Didn't come through. I don't
Didn't
know.
come through.
All right.
Sounds like
But,
it'll come through on the beer run though. So
I mean,
that's all
now-
that matters.
Now that we're okay, did we finish the actual Twitter poll, or did we just
I
get
don't
off?
know.
We got off.
I
we
mean,
got
by
off
the
track.
way, I really want to beat Big Ben. Just so you guys know, I was waiting to give my answer this whole damn time.
Well,
Whatever.
that's pretty much where everybody kind of went with.
Yes,
It
I hate
won.
Big Ben.
Yeah.
That
It
dude
won,
tortured me.
even though most of these votes came in prior to us being eliminated from the playoffs, the majority of voters wanted to simply send Big Ben off into retirement with an L in his own stadium from, you know, the Cleveland Browns. And I get it. I get it. I can't
just saw
wait.
the
I hope it
comments.
happens. But here's the thing. I'm not interested in making him lose in the last second, like Fatty said, like on an interception or something. No,
Oh,
I want the first
beat
snap
down.
of this game. I want the first snap of this game to go over Big Ben's head, and I want Myles Garrett to recover it. And I just want to blow the doors off of him. I want it to be a repeat of last year. And
want
I
tears
don't want him
every
to be able
snap.
to finish the game. I want him to be like, dude, you're getting beat up out there. These dudes are just sacking you every other play.
All right,
We're
let's
gonna
not root
pull
for
you.
injuries.
I'm not hurt. I just want him to get hit so many times. Like, dude, I feel bad for you. We're just gonna pull you.
Can we get to the point where he just crawls off the field instead of walks off? Just like little baby crawl off, going, I shouldn't have came back this year. I don't know why I came
What-
back this year. It was
what
stupid.
what if he pulls an Antonio Brown in the fourth quarter?
Did you guys hear the story of that?
He's
But that'd be hilarious. But I heard the backstory behind that. I think for Ian Rappaport said it. It's pretty interesting.
wait,
And I can relate it to Baker.
did it?
What?
All right, so
So what I
Oh, it's
heard-
always Baker's fault, right? I mean,
Okay,
everything.
Oh, no,
So
listen. So apparently he rehurt his ankle in the game, and Arians told him to go back in. He's like, I'm hurting. Now he's saying he doesn't want to go in this game, and all this money is on the line if he plays, like gets so many more catches and all this. So you would think if he's actually hurt, he's not going to go in and just throw away all this money. Like he's not just trying to not play. And Arians got mad and he cut him from the team right there. That's why he took off the jersey and left. He didn't quit. They cut him on the sideline.
Well, then why
That
was
like the most
trying to
extreme
knock
thing I've
him
ever
down?
heard.
Yeah.
That's why if you're hurt and the coach tells you and the trainers say you're good enough to play, you have to play. The coaches will get so pissed at you if you don't. So that's all I'm
Well,
saying. Like when
let's-
everyone's like, Baker has to sit himself, like, no, he can't. If the trainers say he has to play or good enough to play and the coach wants him to play, he has to play. He
And
can't
let's
sit
let's
himself.
remember too, Bruce Arians is probably more ruthless than Tom Brady because
He's a psychopath, dude.
here's
He
what-
kind of scares me.
Yeah, and he should scare everybody. I mean, even Bill Belichick. I don't know if he ever threw Tom Brady under the bus publicly. Bruce Arians will throw Tom Brady under the bus in a heartbeat publicly at any point in time, and he's done it. He's done it. He's gone to the post game, the press conferences or whatever, and been like, Tom Brady's garbage. You know, he
Yeah.
didn't say those words.
He's
but
unreal,
basically-
man.
He pretty much said it. Let's just be. He said it.
And Andrew here's a Tampa Bay fan, and I appreciate you joining in, Andrew, supporting us, even though you're a Tampa Bay fan. But one report said he was hurt, and yeah, that's what's he's not officially cut. It's happening. It's got to happen.
Yeah, he's caught.
I mean, if
Yeah.
your coach comes out and says he's no longer a member of the team, like there's no
Right.
There's no
But trust me, that dude's
reconciliation
not
there.
coming back. I guarantee you. Bruce Arians will not have him playing anymore.
And I mean, you wish him all the best too, because of any like
Like
you
you said.
said last night, Jay, like mental issues going on, and everybody that talks about the the importance of mental health. I mean, that really is something important. And, I mean, I'm even working on mine. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit that. Like, it needs to be talked about more, but just really, we can make all the jokes in there. Twitter will do that for us with what happened with AB yesterday and the videos that were taken from people's cell phones. But the reality is, and Jay, credit to you for bringing this up last night on VTL. We wish the best to anyone who is working on their mental health and going through those kind of issues, just like any other health issue out there.
I mean, if someone gets that mad, like seriously that mad, there's something wrong. Obviously, like there's something wrong. It's not to be laughed at, like a lot of people do. It's hard not to. I get it, but I mean, it's hard to be in that situation. You know what I mean?
and to think that, and I'm guesstimating here, although I think I'm within reasonable ballpark because I read it, but he was a touchdown away from $350,000 for a bonus in incentives. He was like 50 or 60 yards away from another $350,000 in a bonus. And he was a few receptions away from another bonus. So he quit with $1 million on the line, and he could have met all of those in this game.
So if he's really not hurt, do you think he would just quit and just leave that all there? If dude was really hurt and the coach is like, get in there and play.
I'm not going to lie. He looked awfully healthy, galloping off that field, just jumping up in the air, waving his arms in the air. No, I'm going to lie on that one.
There's a lot of things I could do when I'm hurt, and I'm really pissed off too, though. That anger will get erased a lot of pain real fast.
Well, let's get back to the Browns. I want to ask you three questions, because I had at the beginning of the year, I had huge problems with our defense. I mean, it gave up some outstanding shit throughout the year, but the past 7-8 games, and especially with the rotation that we've had due to COVID, due to injury, due to concussion, due whatever, can we just say that our defense has actually stepped up and took that next step? I mean, Kevin, what do you think about our defense, how they played the last part of the year?
They took that same progress that the offense did last year that we saw. The offense was sputtering in that first 8 games, and they had the fortunate element of having a bye week right at the smack dab in the middle of their season so that they could make the corrections. This defense took that same stride, and that's what we thought was going to happen. We thought the offense was going to go to a whole nother level, and the defense may struggle early, but they're going to find something, and all of this talent is going to find a way to come together, and they're going to be a dominant force and a top tier defense in this league. We were hoping that the offense took those next steps. Well, now the offense is back to square one almost to a certain extent. Defense has taken all these strides, but you also brought in guys on 1-year deals. So there is a certain culture established there, and this show will never call for Joe Woods' job in all of this. And I know that there's random Twitter people even doing that, but
I'm only calling for his job if I can have it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, just even for a couple of days, because
even in a couple of days, then he can have it back. I just want a couple paychecks or something,
I mean, that would greatly help, because even with student loans still being kind of pushed off to the side for right now, I'd be able to take care of that.
You dramatically changed on me.
Did you not see that?
This is his
no
son.
Longer a ginger.
He's no longer a ginger. He's got dark hair now. I think he plays soccer. Landon, welcome to the show.
Yes.
It's good to be here.
He actually made a hype video that we're not allowed to play on certain things, which was absolutely amazing. We're trying to get him to make another one. So, Landon, welcome to the show. What do you think about the defense there, big fella?
Love the defense. It's played so good the second half of the season. It's been spectacular.
Jay, what about Joe Woods? I mean, Joe Woods is obviously out of the clear. Like, we don't call for people's jobs, but at the beginning of the year, you're going like, really, you gave up that many yards and 49 points? Like, you're just sitting there looking at like, what is going? But they've actually held their own. So, I mean, how do you feel about Joe Woods going forward? Are you okay with it?
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to bring him back. He's been pretty much the best coach on this team all year, from start to finish. He's the best coach we've had all year. The defense has just been falling out with our crap offense. Like, they're on the field a lot, and they're still doing pretty damn good. That secondary really gelled together about the second half of the season. And Jeremiah Usu-Koromoa is just a monster flying around out there.
Unreal. And that's why I brought up the draft picks earlier, which I tried to get in while we were talking about them. Whether they're picking 9th or 19th, I mean, do you guys feel that this front office can find somebody to gel with this team? Because picking JOK, they're in the second round, picking up Schwartz, picking up a rookie that wasn't even supposed to play, but he ended up playing right tackle for us in Hudson. I mean, Nick Harris stepped in for Treader being out. Like, all these guys have stepped in that they have drafted and contributed to this team. I mean, are you guys okay with them picking whoever they want?
Yeah. I mean, dude, these guys, beforehand, have you seen the people we picked before they were here? The drafts prior to them?
Brady Quinn.
They're horrible.
I had problems with Brady.
But these guys, man, they pick awesome players, bro. I mean, look at just the people they picked up, like Malik McDowell. Out of nowhere, that dude has been amazing pretty much all year long. Signing Clowney was a hell of a play.
Talent evaluation is a big piece to establishing a winning culture, a winning organization. Andrew Berry in this front office has been able to do that, and they've proven that. So no matter what mock drafts say, from the time that our game ends against the Bengals next Sunday and this season ends, and we have to unfortunately start talking about that sooner than the other 14 teams in the league that are in the playoffs, I trust whatever pick that they have, Andrew Berry, this front office, and even the coaching staff, because they have to be involved in these kind of conversations, are going to pick the right guy for this team that will have an impact, whether that's right from the start or within those first couple games, and find their role, find their way from the college game to the NFL game. Like, that is what I'm still the most confident on. It's just, what will those moves be to get this team really, because there's still pieces there and there's pieces that you can keep around. What will they look like? That's a conversation for the 9 months between kickoff or 000s on Sunday, January 9th, and kickoff on whatever day the season ends up kicking off on in September of 2022.
Now that Craig's back, now Landon, does he want to bring
Changed
something to
again?
Oh, Jay.
Hey, Landon, do you want to bring something to the table? These fellas want to know if there's something you want to talk about, Browns related, real quick. No? Okay. Maybe.
What about Hollywood being a healthy scratch? That's his favorite player still, right?
Oh, Hollywood's a healthy scratch?
Not tonight, but I'm just
okay. He is a huge Rashard Higgins fan. And for those of you that don't know, the tan gentleman with the dark hair is actually my 16-year-old son. So he doesn't look anything like me, but
thank God.
He's a huge thank God. They said thank God. But he's my 16-year-old son, and he is passionate about the Browns, and his favorite player is Hollywood Higgins. So he made a video last year, a hype video for the Browns that went viral. That was kind of fun. He's very talented when it comes to those sorts of things. Does he normally drink beer? He did not on camera, right? That's evidence.
Sure.
No, he didn't drink beer.
No. Okay. All right.
At least I didn't see him, but I also didn't see you both switch out. I looked up and I'm like, oh, they're changed again. So what do I know what's going on?
I'm so focused looking at this little webcam screen at the top, just so it looks like I'm looking straight forward and not like.
Hey, that's okay. That's what we do, anyways.
That's when he introduces Peter. I go, huh? Where is he at? I don't know where he is. Where is he?
He's behind the proverbial glass.
He was front.
Peter's not a real person. He's an AI system we have, by the way.
And it's true.
He's like Jarvis.
I have tried to get Peter front and center, and he's like, no. I even message him, but come on, Peter. Come on. Get out there. Show him the golden locks that you got, you silver fox.
Landon was front and center with us at the Browns game with my wife and I, and BJ, the Hookers and Blow fella. If you don't know who BJ is, Barry. And my dad at the Raiders game, we had great seats, and we were there being noisy. But yeah, he's a huge Browns fan, and it's awesome. Jared, your boys are growing up. Kevin, Jay, you guys got kids?
Nope.
There's
Not yet.
Not yet. There's something.
We're gonna have a bunch. I ain't having any.
There's something awesome about sharing a passion with your kids. So it's been a lot of fun. All right. So what were we talking about? What did I miss?
We were talking about how awesome our team is at drafting people, and I was about to tell them I no longer attach myself to like any players in the draft because I don't want to get excited about wanting this guy and not wanting that guy. I'm like, whatever, whoever we get, that's my guy because these dudes know what the hell they're doing. Finally,
can I just say
12 GMs prior?
Let me piggyback off that because can I just say the amount of people last year that are like, listen, Stefanski, Barry, whatever they do after the 2020 season, I'm down. They can't be wrong.
I mean,
now they're wrong.
No,
right?
No, hold on. It's not that they're wrong. It wasn't. Barry wasn't wrong. Barry drafted Greg Newsome, who played outstanding as a rookie for us.
Yeah, he didn't bring anybody that like caused us problems at all.
No,
the only thing he did, he's got rid of Odell. That was pretty much it.
And what? Hold on. Now I gotta ask you guys, why did they even a trade 7th round, 6th round pick? I don't care. A washer dryer.
No one would give it to you.
Trades are a two-way street. You got to have it takes two to tango. So we don't know the exact story of what they tried and what they
lose
tried
all
to
your
offer.
bargaining.
Are we talking about OBJ?
When they know that he's going to leave and that you're going to cut him if you can't find a trading, they just won't trade you. They'll be like, we're just going to wait for you to cut him.
You get something. You get something instead of nothing. All right, which could be Tom Brady in the 6th round. It could also be money. If we cut him, we may owe him a bunch of money. If we find a trade partner.
Yeah, but we didn't owe him any money next year anyways. So what was the point of actually just saying, hey, obviously you don't like it here. See, you'll be a healthy scratch all year. Like, I don't understand why give him to a contending team that is already loaded with all the trades they did make because they're obviously going all in. Why would you give him
to relationships with other players?
I think it's fine because, like, what threat is it to us other than if we play the Rams in the Super Bowl that he goes to the Rams?
Okay, let's say he went to the Chiefs because the Chiefs were playing.
That's why they didn't send him to the Chiefs, though. That's why he's not in the division.
Well, if he got cut, it wasn't.
Yeah, he was never traded. He was cut.
Yeah.
Oh, was he? He was cut. You're
yeah,
right.
He's asking why didn't we trade him? And I'm like, well, no one's going to trade for him when they know you're going to cut him, and just no one was going to trade for him, so they had to cut him. You got to, like Kevin said, you got to have two to tango. There was no one else to tango. They were just playing the waiting game on you.
I was arguing a false point that I didn't know Fatty was trying to make. It's cool. It's cool. Whatever.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
It's all Fatty's fault.
It's all Fatty's fault.
By the way, this jersey right here.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Hold on. Stand up. Show them the number. I want these two to guess whose jersey it is. Don't tell them.
Is that Sean Thompson?
Holy cow. I can't believe you got that on the first try.
Wow.
That a boy.
Yeah.
Sean Thompson.
Guess what? I got it at a thrift store. $6.
Texas Christian Academy? No, where did he go?
And a stitch on the back, because guess what's going on the back after this? That fat guy.
Where did he go to school? Was it Texas A&M?
Sure.
I mean, we're breaking down Sean Thompson. Why?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, that was my heyday when I knew everything about anything.
Jay's eyes lit up about Sean Thompson.
I loved him. That's why.
He was at West Texas A&M.
I knew it was like a small Texas school, and I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't remember.
All right, so we got about 15 minutes left in the show. We got plenty of time, but I think we should start talking about what's the game plan, what's our predictions going to be. I like how Craig said to stand up if Fatty just turned to his shoulder. Yeah, he never listens.
I'm not.
He never listens.
And tell Justin that's not going to happen because it's a very small room, and I'm confined here, and I'm a bigger fella, and I knock shit over when I stand up.
All right. Let's go to our offensive key to the game. We're on the road against the Steelers tonight. Primetime Monday Night Football. Potentially Big Ben's last home game. Fatty, what's the offensive key to the game tonight?
I think it's clear as it has been all year. Your playmakers the ball, right? Like give
unless it's on third down against the Raiders.
third
at the end of the game.
Versus,
whatever.
you can't give them the ball then. But which we were very see, there's the eye roll. He knows what I'm talking about. No, Nick Chubb. Give Nick Chubb the ball. Let Nick Chubb do what Nick Chubb does, and go to your tight ends more because you're trying to force it downfield to Jarvis. You're trying to force it downfield to Peoples-Jones, Schwartz, any wide receiver downfield, and you're giving up the gimmies that are right in front of you. I mean, there's been multiple times that Njoku, Bryant, and Hooper have all been open, and even like the underneath with Jarvis coming underneath, and you're trying to make a big play. Just take what's right in front of you. That's all you got to do. And other note, JJ Watt. Stop him.
TJ Watt.
Stop him or TJ Watt. Same thing. They're all Watts. There's a Derek Watt.
The Watt family hates the Browns.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek Watt's kind of the LiAngelo ball of the family, but
that was awesome.
Just
oh, man.
a little drop in. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, if you can stop him, you can throw on this team. They, you just got to do what is actually normal and not do what's not normal. Of, well, let's see here, triple coverage. I'm going to throw it here. No, stop that. Just throw it right in front of you. And just go have fun. I mean, you got nothing else to play for. Just have fun. Have fun with your teammates. The last two games, the teammates that have fought with you, that have been injured, that came back, that have helped you out throughout the time, picked you up off the ground, play for them. Don't play for us as fans or anything else. Play for the guys that were right there with you the entire time.
All right. And so key to the game, does anybody have any other keys to the game they want to mention?
All right. I got 3 keys.
Let's do it.
1, run Nick Chubb. When Nick Chubb is tired, you go to 2. You run Dearness Johnson. Dearness Johnson's tired, you go to game plan number 3, back to Nick Chubb, you run Nick Chubb. Boom.
I was just going to say, run Nick
forget
Chubb, run
about
Nick Chubb, run Nick
Dearness
Chubb.
Johnson.
I was going to say Johnny Stanton, too. Is he playing tonight?
I don't want Johnny Stanton getting any handoffs. I'm sorry.
He's not on the inactive list, so,
You never know. You never know. Peyton Hillis reenacted right there.
The best Johnny Stanton
pass.
stat line is 1 catch for 1 yard for 1 touchdown, and it's happened this year. That's where it should be.
If Johnny Stanton does a fullback pass for a touchdown tonight, dude, I would be just so happy for that.
Yes. All right, we have Brown Superfan, the toxically positive on Brown's Twitter. Redleg, how's it going, Redleg?
Hey guys, how are you today?
Hunt is not playing tonight, right? He's out.
Correct.
Right, yeah, he's out.
All right, Redleg, what do you want to see tonight?
I want Ben to go home crying again. I mean, give it to Chubb, give it to Hunt. They get tired, like I said, give it back to Chubb. Hell, Felton maybe, but just home with a loss. Yeah, home with a loss for Ben. That's all I want.
I want him to run to his car like Red and Friday when he's gonna. And they're like, "Oh, he's gonna cry in the car." And he's like, runs away to the car. I want that image of Big Ben running down the hallway.
No, I want the news reporters like Freddie Kitchens over the fence when he's leaving. Like, give me that shot.
It's gonna get out of hand too. Like I may put the suggestion out there to watch on mute. Even the Manning cast, as good as that has been all year, because they have several Steelers lovers, and the amount of driving home this Big Ben love story on ESPN tonight being the only game too. I mean, watching, I'm probably going to put it on mute and, probably put on Jim Donovan and Doug Deacon in the background.
Yep, that's what I always do is mute it, time it up, and listen to Jim and Doug.
Just tough with YouTube TV because you're so far behind. So it's like
the
radio is probably going to be even the stream of a radio is probably going to be
the radio's ahead of
YouTube TV.
Because I know that Twitter's already talking about this is like a Big Ben love fest. I'm just like, I don't want to watch that or listen to it.
It's going to be tough. It's Lamar Jackson threw how many interceptions against us or whatever it was, and they were still just putting him up on this pedestal.
Yeah.
Misery loves company. But the media
if you're
hates
not
the Browns.
Baker Mayfield, you're allowed to throw interceptions.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So this is going to be the least popular broadcast online in the offseason because we are going to be the only broadcast other than maybe the Voice of the Land podcast that's going to say, hey, maybe we should give Baker another year. And,
it's not even, hey, we should. He's going to get another year.
He's going.
Yeah,
he's going. Just get over it now so we don't have to talk
Kirk
about
Cousins or Derek Carr. Like, get the hell out of here with that crap, Derek Carr.
Give me Watson. No.
Oh, yeah, I want that guy.
God, no.
He's a real character guy.
I mean, everybody can have their pipe dreams
makes
and all
things
that.
so awkward. You're like, Watson, dead silence. Like, I don't want to touch that with a 40-foot pole.
My wife just walked in here to make sure that Jared wasn't talking shit about Baker. She said she was going to kick his ass.
Why would I talk?
We can be realistic and we can criticize them just like we can
Yes.
criticize Stefanski and we can criticize, if you see something that you don't necessarily like from Andrew Berry. Like it is, we're never going to get through to the Browns Twitter that we talk about that is toxic, but just so that everybody that's a part of our group that actually have real conversations and we don't always have to agree on everything. And I won't agree with everything that Jared says or Jay says or Redleg says or Craig says or everybody says, but we have conversations. We understand where everybody's coming from. It's okay to criticize, but still think that those people can, improve and be those people for the future. And if they don't, the NFL is not for long. I'm never going to be, just like Jared said, I'm never going to be, run them out of town guy. Like that's not who I am. If someone's not good enough, I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but if they're not good enough and they're not good enough for this organization, this league, they'll run themselves out of the league. That's just how it works.
We have Sleeveless Mike on the show. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Thanks for joining.
Hey, guys. Hey, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. I was actually the lineman lounge that was commenting earlier.
Yeah, outstanding. Appreciate you joining the show. What are your thoughts?
So, I mean, tonight is going to be obviously a massive game for Ben. He's going to try to go out and show out. This Cleveland Browns team's too goddamn good, though, to actually let him go out on top. The defense is playing lights out. I heard you guys talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
They are playing lights out. Young guys have stepped up. Now, we have some younger guys who are going to have to step again tonight. MJ Stewart starting at safety. So we're going to have to see that again. And it all starts with Nick Chubb. My guy, love him. Nick Chubb. And then attack their backers. They're so depleted at linebacker right now. Like, we could eat all day in the middle of the field.
Oh,
no, we can't have this, Justina.
Justina
Oh
James.
my God.
Oh man, that's some courage right there. Defensively, we've done pretty well. We've grown a lot on defense, but we're missing.
Sorry, guys, I had to mute myself. I wasn't feeling well.
That's good. I like that. Where were we going, APJ?
We're
There's
missing
a trash can right over here. I had to let some of my dinner
That's right.
out because
I'm gonna go ahead
someone's
and-
comment was so damn
Wash
disgusting.
the teeth out of your mouth.
All right, there's a good.
Oh,
no. Why does it keep happening?
man.
It's not happening.
That's
Listen.
worse than that coach getting doused in mayonnaise, dude. That was just disgusting.
What
a
language was
terrible
Which I had
fucking-
to mute the word.
What a terrible
mayo
treat
on
to win a ball
Twitter.
game and get doused in mayonnaise.
Yes,
What about
that's
the
not a
guy-
Jared.
reward.
Bowling Jr. that did the cookie in the mayonnaise. Like, what?
Jared, you know how bad that was driving me nuts. Like, my hate
Oh.
for mayonnaise is beyond anything. Like, it's like Big Ben and then it's mayonnaise.
Oh, give me some mayonnaise on a burger or something. But if you douse me in mayonnaise, I'm not happy.
No.
I don't like mayonnaise. I don't even want to drip on it.
So on defense tonight, we're without Rodney Harrison, right? We're without Troy Hill.
Correct.
We're without John Johnson.
Yes.
So our defensive backfield is definitely depleted.
I mean,
now,
Stewart has been balling out.
Mac
I
Wilson's
was
out
going
too,
to say MJ Stewart has had a pretty good, quiet year, and I think he could slide into that safety spot pretty nicely.
Is Newsom back? That's the one I haven't heard. Is he back to play this
I
week?
think he is.
I think so.
Greg is back.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was talking on Twitter today about it. So
hey, we got it.
but in
Shut down the show.
the last episode that we had, Red Leg, you were talking about LeCount, right?
yeah, that was
Okay.
where is he at? Like he's
been playing. He's been on the
Yeah.
field. I wanted to ask you what your reaction is to his playing time. I mean,
I think he's there. I think he's doing his job, but you just see flashes of him here and there. There's no mentions. There's nothing like he makes a play or a tackle or he's there. I just you don't see him, and man, it's a good thing. Maybe he's just doing his job. He fits like kind of like Taki. You don't hear Taki much, but he's there just doing his job.
So maybe it's like a lineman. You don't want his name called, right?
Like Charlie Hewitt.
Well,
Yeah,
unless you're Bradbury from last night catching that pass.
yeah, that was insane. That guy gave it his all on that play. That was amazing. Did you guys see that?
He inspired me.
It was
That guy
so
touchdowns are the best touchdowns.
good. I love the fix. I love the fix six so much.
Well, let's quickly get into our defensive key of the game because we're right here, right up on it. So what is everybody's defensive key of the game? Let's go with let's see here, Russian roulette here. Let's go red leg, defensive key of the game.
Pressure Ben. Make him make those quick plays, quick passes. The short game, you got to defend against those short passes. And Claypool. I hate that guy. I just hate him. Shut him down. 0 catches.
All right, Mike.
So for me, it's going to be linebackers being able to play sideline to sideline. We know that they're going to have that short passing game. So I don't know if the pressure's going to get there. We need linebackers to fly from inside to out and make those tackles in space on those guys who are getting those screens.
Craig?
Is Freiermuth playing tonight?
I think
Yes.
Yeah, I think he is.
Yes.
He is. Okay, so he's not 100%. I can't imagine. But between him and Optimus Prime, I think you got to watch the tight ends here. Deontay Johnson to me is the best wide receiver on the roster. So I think that honestly, guys, Najee Harris doesn't scare me. He just doesn't. I'm sorry. I know that the narrative, if you look at,
Are both our tackles back?
Who's
ours?
Yeah, the McDowells. I guess you call them.
I believe so.
Malik Jackson and Malik McDowell. They were, I think, gone the last game against the Raiders, weren't they?
They are not inactive, but I don't know for certain if they're playing. But I think they are.
Yeah, because you missed them against the Raiders. They were just running up the gut on us, and that hurt.
But the tight end spot, I think you really got to watch the tight end spot, and I think you can't let Deontay Johnson get some big plays on you, which the Browns have actually been one of the most successful teams in preventing big plays, specifically plays over 40 yards. We're one of the best in the league. So
it's because we got the Warden out there. Come on.
Yeah. Exactly, shutting it down. But that's my defensive key to the game. Watch the tight ends. Watch Deontay Johnson.
Mike,
piggyback off that. I'm going to say you got to have a great press coverage today because they're going to be doing those quick slants, quick throws because they got no offensive line, and you got to throw that timing off, and you can't let them burn you. It's a big game for the secondary today.
Yeah,
Miles,
everything's going to be quick, so we got to have inside-out pursuit, and we got to press tonight. I'm tired of watching press man corners in zone coverage.
All right, come on.
Frustrate Big Ben. I don't. Yeah, we may have to, or some people that watch the TV broadcast may have to endure the stories and the love fest of Big Ben. But Browns don't allow him to control the narrative. You need to continue to control the narrative and dictate pace, dictate tempo of the game with your defense and how aggressive and how dominant they can be, and they've shown to be recently in recent weeks.
And
go ahead. No, go ahead. Another one I was going to say is Big Ben, like Gerard Cherry has pointed out many times, will give you multiple chances during a game to take the ball away, and you got to capitalize on those.
And that's why my defensive key of the game is pressure the middle with your two Maliks and let JOK and MJ Stewart, who is going to actually cover Firemuth, because I think our corner is going to shut down the outside. Let them cover the inside. I think those two, JOK and MJ Stewart, are going to have a huge game defensive-wise against this, especially if you get pressure up the middle. We don't need pressure from the outside. If you can actually get Big Ben right in his face, that gets him a little more scared than the outside. So that's where I'm going to go. You want to get into predicts now there, Craig?
Let's do predicts to close out the show. Let's start with Sleeveless Mike.
Bye, Kevin.
From the Lineman Lounge.
Oh, thank you, guys. So for me, I'm obviously going Browns, and I'm going to take them. So I had this bet on the other day. We do a lot of sports betting on our podcast. So I had them at -4. I think they can easily do that. I got them -6. I think they win this game by 6 fucking points. It's not going to be as close as the final score will be, but definitely the Browns are right now getting points. So if you're a bettor, I don't know if you guys are in Ohio and you guys can bet yet. I know it's coming soon. I'm in Arizona. Yeah, Browns, and especially if they're getting points now, hammer that shit. I got money on it myself.
All right.
That's we have more than one Arizona viewer. He's in Arizona. Norman,
yeah.
Norman's in Arizona. You gotta connect with Norman. Go watch some football in that palace he's got over there. We've seen that background, Norman. We know you got a nice house.
There we go. All right, Norman.
Why don't you quickly, before we give you the sweet chip music out of here, why don't you plug your podcast?
Oh, well, guys, I cannot thank you enough for letting me join. We are the Lineman Lounge. You can get us on Facebook, Twitter. We also go live on YouTube. I think some of you guys are in the fantasy football thing, which is how I think I got in here. Yep, there we go. Fats for sure. We talk all sports. We talk a lot of Browns. We also talk a lot of Vikings. My co-host, who is not here, is a huge Vikings fan, so we're all over sports, and we do a lot of sports betting ever since it became legal here in Arizona.
All right. Thank you for joining us, bud.
All right. Thank you guys very much.
Absolutely. Red Leg, predictions?
Oh, I got the Browns at 99. and at the Pittsburgh Steelers 2. We'll get the
Hey, hold
out
on
the
here,
back.
Brad.
That's it.
What if they were the mini Browns?
The mini Brown. I tell you what, we put a whole team of Hugh Jacksons out there. We're still going to win.
Well,
The Browns.
Coach Stefanski's full side Stefanski, though.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, Red Leg. No, I got to do it at the end. I got to do it at the end.
No, I think it's gonna be probably a close game. Give me Browns. Give me 24-14. I'll take them by 10. I think that's the game. We shut down Ben. Like I said, frustrate him. He gets so angry. He just can't function anymore. Give me that score. Give me by 10.
All right. Now Kevin does not give predictions on his show.
When you guys like predictions, I'm like, bye, Kevin.
So Kevin and Jay from the Voice of the Land,
Yep.
You're on the Dawgs Table.
Yep.
Give us your predictions of this game, and you have to give a prediction, Kevin.
I know, but Jay's got to go first. Jay's got to go first. Yeah, Jay's got to go first.
Well, in honor of our buddy Redleg doing one of my favorite impressions, a certain Coach Stefanski is going to come in here and he's going to run the ball finally with that Nick Chubb. Browns 17, Steelers 14. Duh, Browns.
Browns.
All right. Well, I'm not doing any impressions. That's for
Same.
sure. I mean, I
You can't follow that up,
I
son.
I would say rest in peace to the great, the legend John Madden, but I'm not going to I'm not going to disrupt or cause any sort of issues by trying any sort of imitation of John Madden. That is a once in a life.
That's the super fans.
That is the I know it's not John. I know who you're doing, but that would be the only imitation that I feel would be apropos after, of course, losing him over the holiday season. But I'm not going to disgrace his legacy by trying an imitation of him or even the super fans on Saturday Night Live. I will say that I did promise Jay that I would make predictions the rest of the year. We didn't do our predictions on the show last year, so
No, if we won the game, we were going to make predictions, but we didn't win the game, so I didn't hold you to it anymore.
Right.
We won the first one.
Yes, and I said I would make predictions the rest of the year. We never said whether if they won or not. I said I would do it the rest of the season, so I will bring that, and I will honor that statement here on the Dawgs Table and say the Browns win. Make Big Ben cry the ugliest tears on that ugliest face of all time. 24-21.
Attaboy. And also catch these two on Sundays at 7 p.m. on the Voice of the Land on the Big Play Network. And did I miss anything else?
Kevin's
at
the
VT_pod on
and
Twitter.
I'm learning.
Man. What?
Okay.
What'd you say, Jay?
Kevin on Twitter.
At VT_pod. That's where you can find the show on Twitter, Voice of the Land on Facebook, Voice of the Land podcast, and of course, all of the Big Play sites, just like you can see this great show, Dawgs Table, on all those as well. Big Play and Big Play 216 on Twitter.
And we also share those shows when they go live, or at least we try to when we get them. But check ours out too, because our show and their show, we've become great friends, and I can't thank you guys enough for doing a pregame show with us. I love it. I can't thank you guys enough for joining us.
One problem with what you said: we're not friends; we're family.
I'm sorry, family.
Sorry. Yes,
I'm
family.
sorry.
I won't sing the song though. I won't sing the song.
Yes,
please don't.
Hey,
no,
Jay.
seriously, I won't sing the song.
Jay, when you're watching the game tonight, during a commercial break, send me your Venmo, Cash App, whatever. I owe you a GV artwork shirt.
Oh no, you have to deliver a shirt, dude.
I have
That's
to
the
deliver
rule. I
it
didn't
personally.
Say pay. Oh yeah,
I'm COVID positive. Are
Jared,
you okay
how
with
did I get
that?
my
I'll
shirt?
come
Did you
right
drop
now.
it off?
Okay,
I did. I dropped it off right to you.
It sounds like we're all gonna have to meet up. A little podcast party.
Actually, Fatty, you handed it to me. I gave it to Always Positive Jay at a Top Dog tailgate on a West 3rd.
No, not the first time. The first time he did give it to me.
Okay.
It was at the casino, but then I was going to the game. I said, "Here, take it back. I'll see you next week." Then he gave it to you. He did originally hand it to me, but I had to give it back under.
I had to
didn't
judge
want to walk around downtown.
You know how hard it is to judge macaroni and cheese? It's difficult.
Yeah, I don't know how you didn't get way too full. That was a lot of mac and cheese that day.
I took little bites, and then I found the one that I liked, and then I had 4 bowls of it.
He did some Grinch film study when he was the cheermeister, putting all that fudge and the eggnog and everything.
Here we go, brownies. Here we go. There we go. That's for you, Chris. All right, Fatty, your predictions. Then I'll give mine.
I'm going to go. I think right now everybody is kind of excited, and guess what? It doesn't matter anymore. So I'm going to go Browns 31, Steelers 17.
Oof. All right. So I'm actually going to get a little more aggressive. The past few weeks, I've actually picked against my Brownies. Now, I'm like Kevin. I don't like picking Browns games. All right. So, and I'm a betting man, but you don't mix emotion in betting. I don't touch anything Browns. Tonight, I'm going to deviate from that because it hasn't been working out for me. Browns 42, Pittsburgh 13.
Here, if they score 42, I'll buy you the shirt, dude.
All right, fair enough. Hey,
Not even double
it's
or
on the
nothing.
record.
If they score 42, you get the shirt.
All right, perfect.
You're
Perfect.
watch
Love
the
it.
score 41. I'm like, ha.
So let it be written. So let it be
Right.
done.
All right. Appreciate you guys joining the show. Fatty and
guys.
I, for those of you still watching, we'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Find us on BIGPLAY and at the Dawgs Table. We will be doing our recap show, win or lose. We will be here. And we are brought to you by BIGPLAY, Remax Edge Realty, the JC Group, and Labatt Blue Light. And until tomorrow, go Browns.
Go
Go
Browns.
Browns.
Go Browns. Here's to a great 2022.